Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And the one thing I would say that unites players the most in Marvel Future Fight is cards. Universally, the card system is hated by players for how disgusting the RNG is and how you can basically spend all of your card resources for months and not get anywhere. There's no progression system. There's no reward system. There is no RNG reduction system in place to get better cards and to even improve the card quality of the cards that you have. So even after you spend tens or hundreds or thousands of dollars getting the right cards, in order to get those right cards rolled to have the right stats, you could literally be looking at thousands of dollars more because there's just no guarantee. It's 100% random. So there's no guarantee the first roll of this card or the 500th roll of this card could be the roll for you, which is ridiculous. Absolutely, this is by far the biggest thing that slows players down and stops players from getting better, because this affects your whole roster. And this is by far the number one thing that all players universally hate. I don't see anyone being like, man, I love the card system. I love getting, completely violated by RNG over and over and over again. I'm not even going to mention how savage and how ravaged you're going to get going over here and going over here. This is brutal, okay? But skip that part. Skip ahead to the part where you actually have the cards, and it's disgusting. So I want to start off this video by getting on my soapbox and really pushing the Netmarble Monster devs hard to revamp this system. Give us, 2 card sets, like I've been asking for 2 obelisk sets for all characters. So give us 2 card sets so we can equip two different card sets, for one for PvE, one for PvP, and then introduce a progression system so that as a card re-rolls over and over again, it starts to build up a meter, and once that meter hits 100%, it's like a pity timer. You will then be able to choose the stats that you want for the card. So there has to be a limit for these kinds of things. It cannot be an open-ended RNG system. This destroys the game for players, and this absolutely makes players quit. The second thing I wanted to say is just really quickly, I know a lot of you guys ask me about doing an updated card guide video, but there have not been any newly released cards. I mean, there have been newly released cards, they're down here, but none of them are good enough to be recommendations for best cards. So the recommendations for cards are the same as they've been for over a year now. I have a video from last year, I believe, 2019 or 2018, that really covers it. But I'll just briefly give you an overview of the, best cards for absolute. So for absolute noobs, the best card in the game is this one right away. It's super easy to get, free to play. Just go and get this, Loki 17. On top of Loki 17, the Avengers 318 card is good, aka the Nebula card is also good. These are completely free to play. You can get them in Dimension missions, the support shop, or Shadowlands. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to flip tricks to find them. Groot number 5 is also super good for new players and super easy to get. And then we've also got Marvel Zombies number 2, and then we've also got Star-Lord number 2. So these cards are all really, really easy to get. You can actually substitute Marvel Zombies with the new 5-year anniversary card. They've got the same stats at the top, cooldown and dodge, so that doesn't really matter. The bonus stats here are nice, but really you're just aiming for 20 to 30% cooldown and 25 to 35% ignore defense on your starting cards. And then once you get, some more wind beneath your wings and you want to make your cards even better, Loki 1 and Loki 2 are great. Just invest a little bit of time in the legendary battles. It's not that hard, and it's not that costly to get those uniforms to heroic. And these cards are going to help out your account tremendously. Captain America 24, you can find it in the Shield support or Shield item shop for crystals. It's like less than 700 crystals, less than a uniform. And you can get this card. You can also get Civil War 5, another very, very good card. And you can also get Thor Origins number 1. So yeah, those 3 cards you would find over here. And like the MODOK card and like this card, they would be sold there for, 675 crystals for 5-star, or it's like 125 crystals for a 4-star version of it. And you can scroll through here to find out these cards and see that they are here somewhere. I'm just blind, so I can't see them. There's Thor. There's Captain America, and Civil War is whatever. Civil War is there. Okay, so yeah, please I'm not going to make another card guide video. It's very simple. Just focus on those cards. It's not that hard to get those cards specifically. It's extremely hard to roll cards, which is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the video. but those specific cards that I just outlined are not hard to get. Those are the easy cards to get. These ones are, for the most part, harder because you have to gamble or you have to buy them in the Shield Lab mission shop over here on the left, and that would cost 6,750 crystals. If you ask me, the only cards that are worth it to buy for 6,750 crystals are Baby Spider-Man, aka Amazing Spider-Man 605, and Uncanny Avengers 14. Those are the only two cards that I would ever purchase for that many crystals. But yeah, gambling for cards is absolute BS. But the fun doesn't stop there. If you, like I said, if you like getting shafted, you can continue to get shafted once you get the card, because even just gambling for the card is not enough. So I've probably re-rolled this card now on video at least 50 times, maybe more. I haven't sat down and done the calculations. We might be closer to 75 rolls. So we're nearing 100 rolls on this card. And every time I make one of these videos, it goes out as a hate letter. I was going to call it a love letter, but it's actually a hate letter to the Netmarble Monster devs to fix card re-rolling. It should not be this hard, and it should not be this RNG based. This really demoralizes players. So I have saved up 20 mythic comic cards. And again, to the Netmarble Monster devs, it's not easy to save up 20 mythic comic cards. You don't do that in a week. You don't even do that in a month. You don't even do that in 2 months. This probably takes between 3 and 6 months, depending on how heavily you're spending to get cards through the support shop and stuff like that. It can take a really long time to get a mythic card, okay? You can't even make one mythic card a week anymore. So 20 mythic cards, if that takes you 2 weeks to make one, it's going to take you 10 weeks to make 20. So, okay, maybe it's not 6 months, but it's like whatever, 3-4 months. It's brutal, okay? So now let's see what the fruits of our labor have in store for us. We're going for cooldown. No, we're going for the HP proc here, that activation rate. This is a PvP card, by the way. And then we're going for all attack over here. And then we are going for cooldown duration in the last slot. So we got 20 tries, right? 20 tries, 50,000 gold a pop. This is, and see, this is what I mean. It's just 100% RNG. You lose control, and you're just like, okay, I'm at the mercy of randomness. This is not fun. This hasn't changed for years. You guys have got to create a pity system, a progression system for this, so that players will over time get better cards, right? So like either introduce a progression system so that the card will naturally get better over time and it will naturally allow you to, you know, choose the stats that you want, or if you want to be greedier, give us the opportunity to pay crystals to lock stats. So let me pay whatever, 1,000 crystals to lock this option. So now it can't change. And so now I'm reducing the amount of RNG. But of course, you're not going to do that. So here we are. We're just going to keep going through this. Like, this is mindless. This is so dumb. How have they not changed this in years? They haven't changed it because they make a ton of money on it. But seriously, the greed has got to, like, this makes players quit. I'll tell you right now. I got a message from somebody, and I know it seems dramatic, but I got a message from somebody a week ago, and they saved up 70 mythic cards, and they re-rolled the same card over and over again. And guess what? They never got the stats they wanted, and they quit. And why wouldn't you, right? You save up for months, right? Months of in-game grinding, and you re-roll 70 times, and you're like, there's no way I can lose with 70 chances, right? Well, when it comes to Marvel Future Fight, you're absolutely wrong about that. So yeah, they need to change this, man. I like triple resist, or no, double resist. I like comic cards in Marvel Future Fight. I think it's a cool way of putting comics in the game, you know, because of course all of this comes from comics originally. So I really like this system. It's just a shame that it has such a gigantic impact on your roster. Like this, it's crazy, right? One comic card can affect your roster more than 5 CTPs. It's that crazy, right? So it's crazy that there's so much value in these cards for your entire roster for the eternity that you're gonna play, but there's no way for you to actually influence, right? The only way you can influence it is money, cash. Just keep throwing dollars down the toilet, keep pulling for comic cards, and then just keep throwing those mythic cards at one another and just keep hoping that you're going to get something good, right? This is so ridiculous. Who would want to do that? Who wants to do this? Well, I'm doing it, right? So I obviously must be crazy. But seriously, this has to change. Not for me, for everybody, because it affects everybody, right? So yeah, pity system, something like that, that absolutely needs to happen. So we've gotten complete dog rolls. There we finally saw cooldown duration. These are just bad rolls. I don't even expect anything in these 20. We're probably gonna hit 100 and go beyond 100 before we see anything good. That's okay. It's energy attack instead of cooldown, instead of all attack, but sure. We see cooldown again. Nothing. We got 3 more left. Man, this is brutal. 2 more left. Nothing, eh? Nope. Comic cards. Comic cards never change. Yeah, so we just flushed a few months worth of saving down the drain. We spent, whatever, a few million gold. And what do we have to show for it? Absolutely nothing. Just a complete waste of time. How do you think that makes players feel when they're playing your game, that they just completely wasted their time? Do you think they feel good about themselves? You really have to start to weigh the value of crushing the spirit of your players and money. Because money is only going to take you so far, especially when those players' souls that you're crushing are going to quit, right? Sooner or later, they're going to get tired of having their souls crushed and they're going to quit, or they're going to quit spending. So either way, you're playing with fire. So just upgrade the card system. Just revamp it. Just make it simpler. Make it less punishing. We deserve it, okay? We deserve it, seriously. And then you can justify, when you make cards easier to roll, then you can justify making the content harder, because then players won't have the excuse of like, oh, I don't have good cards. So yeah, just fix the cards, man. It's not that hard. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of comic cards. Let me know what you think of my amazing luck. Hopefully you've had hopefully you've had much better luck than I've had. Hopefully you haven't had equal luck to me. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.